Let's kick it off Wednesdays here. It's the plan. 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's gather the clan. Go Fever Radio. We're ready to roll. Adventuring together. It's feeding our soul. Shout out your name. Where you hail from. Let's share the joy. Let the vibes hum. Go prospectors, playing in the dirt. With dreams of the riches and the thrill that won't hurt. Every find tells a tale, every spark was a song. At Gold Fever Radio, where we all belong.
Heck with that, you know. I welcome everybody. Gold Fever Radio is Wednesday. Once again, it is July. What is it?
22.
22.
One more week.
You know, I never know what day it is. You know that.
One more week.
That's
Put
why.
the comments on.
That's why I have to have you here with me to
That's
tell me.
the reason.
Tell me what day it is, because I don't know.
Wednesday the 22nd.
Okay.
Hello, Paul. Mr. Jackpot Warrior. Josh, hello. Steve Collier. Robert Porch. Squatch People. Bradley. And Clay.
Okay. Hee-haw.
Mm-hmm.
All
Hello,
right.
everybody.
Oh, let me scoot over just a tad. You're in all the picture now. So,
Well, I can go in the other room, too.
no, you can't.
I could.
No, you can't. We,
Hello, Suzanne.
Suzanne Joy.
We saw her in Walmart.
We did once upon a time. She surprised us.
She did.
From the other part of the aisle over there saying, hey, you. Hey, you.
Yeah.
I
I know you.
know supposed to have a guest tonight. I don't see him popping in, so hopefully he,
Can figure out how to do it.
well, he got the memo because he said he got the link. So,
Yeah.
but his 5 o'clock might be different 5 o'clock than our 5 o'clock. I don't know where he's from.
Know. Hello, Mark.
So we'll have to just see he popping in.
Okay. All right. Well, today, July 22nd.
Okay, you tell us what today is, and I'm going to send this guy
Okay.
a message here.
It's National Hammock Day. It's also National Mango Day. I had a mango ice pop yesterday. It was good. Famous birthdays on July 22nd, 1 week before mine. Emma Lazarus. Do you know who Emma Lazarus is?
He was a writer.
It's a lady.
Oh, well, I guess I don't
She
know.
was a
That was a guess.
She was a poet who wrote "Give Me You're Tired, You're Poor." Do you know where that's at?
Yeah, when I go to bed at night, I'm tired and I feel like I'm poor a lot.
That's very close. It's on the bottom of the Statue of Liberty.
I would have never, ever guessed that in a bazillion years.
There's also Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy's birthday. You know who she is?
Who?
Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Was she a Kennedy?
She
And before
was.
that, she was a Fitzgerald.
She was JFK's mommy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was her
follow.
birthday today. Amy Vanderbilt. You know who Amy Vanderbilt is?
Was she a musician?
No, Amy Vanderbilt was the lady who, about etiquette, you would write to her
Oh.
and ask her all kinds of questions.
Oh, I
and
thought
she
that
would
was
give-
Dear Abby.
That was other kind of questions.
Oh, okay.
Dan Rowan. You know who Dan Rowan was?
Yeah, he was a writer.
Dan Rowan?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Rowan and Martin? You don't remember
Oh,
those?
he was a comedian.
Yeah, Laughing, Rowan
Yeah.
and Martin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay. Bob Dole. You know who that is?
Yeah, he was a writer. Sorry, he had teenage issues. That's what he just said. Sorry, he had teenage issues. So hopefully he'll be popping in soon.
Bob Dole was.
I know he
not
was a
there.
vice president or somebody.
He
Or
ran
what-
for president.
Ran, okay.
Okay. Orson Bean.
He was an astronaut.
You know who Orson Bean is? Think of your favorite show and the old guy who was married to the lady who was with Charlie. Don't you remember the old guy who came to the
In the
door?
wheelchair? Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah. Okay. That was
That's
Charlie was with his wife.
yeah. That's
Okay.
that's Orson Bean.
I would have never guessed
Okay.
that in a million
Okay,
years.
Sonny Liston.
I've heard that name. Was he a boxer?
Yes.
God, I got one more right.
Yes.
Yahoo! What do I win for that?
Nothing. Alex Trebek.
He was a writer. No, he was on TV. Was he in Jeopardy?
Yes, he
Oh,
was
ooh.
Mr. Jeopardy. Poor
Okay.
Alex Trebek.
Why? What happened to him?
He died.
Oh, I
He
didn't
had
know.
pancreatic cancer.
Oh, too bad for him.
Yeah. Don Henley's birthday today.
He was a writer. Oh no, he was a songwriter. No, he was a singer.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I knew.
And what did I tell you when I told you that it was Don Henley's birthday today?
That he sang music.
I told you. He's a week older than I am.
Oh man, he's old then.
Yeah. And David Spade is David Spade's birthday.
He was
today.
an actor, right?
David Spade, yeah, comedian, yes.
Okay.
Hello, correctly. Hello, Mike's Forerunner.
Susan Joy
Anything
says we'll
else
see
about
you again. Let's
Plaster Pete?
let it cool down. Yes.
Okay, and on this day, I can give you this day in history
Okay.
too. This day in history. In 1796, Cleveland, Ohio is founded by General Moses Cleveland.
I would never guess that in a
Okay, so
gazillion
General
years.
Moses Cleveland, he spelled his name Cleaveland, and Cleveland dropped off that second E. So they did that because some editor of a newspaper thought it would be too long to put in the paper.
Ricardo Meza, I'm ready for Randsburg.
I don't know what that
I
means.
don't know what that means. It means something though.
Ooh. In 18,
Robert, what
Yeah.
does that say?
Robert Pahema, stay off of Winua.
Land.
That's land. Robert might
Oh.
be an Indian word.
Oh,
1893, Catherine Lee Bates writes America the Beautiful.
oh, say, can you see?
No.
Oh, I just saw a guest pop in there.
Okay. America the Beautiful. In 1933, Wally Post completes the first solo flight around the world. And in 1937, this is very interesting. In 1937, the U.S. Senate rejected FDR's attempt to enlarge the Supreme Court.
That's funny, huh?
Hello, Julianne Berry.
And Jack's Pot says, just got home from dry washing all morning, painting the concentrates. All right, hope you get a lot of gold. Hey, we got a guest in here. I saw him pop in here. You see that?
I do see that.
Should we bring him in here?
Sure. It looks like he's outside, too.
He is outside, I can tell. Ta-da! Look at that. Look at him kick back, all relaxed and everything. How you doing?
Can he not hear you?
Can you not hear me? Uh-oh, he's gone. I guess he was having problems. He was there for a minute.
He was.
We saw him.
So it actually shows you that we did have a guest. Cloud Hopper 946. Hello.
There,
He's coming back in.
There he is again. I guess he's having storm. How you doing? Can you hear me now?
Okay, I'm in the show. Everybody can hear and see me, I guess, but I can't hear you, Jack. So
I see.
I'm trying to
you.
figure out
I hear you fine.
why I can't hear you.
I hear you
Is-
fine.
I got the mic turned on so you can hear me. I need to
Yeah.
hit the camera button.
I hear you.
I got my volume turned all the way up.
I hear you fine.
Wonder what it would be. Maybe you could message me and tell me, give me a hint because I'm not a lip reader.
No, I hear you.
I got my volume up on my phone. So maybe I could look at. I wonder what's going on here.
I have his
Darn it! I gotta.
Is your show muted? Well, he says he has a microphone on, so we'll count down.
Trying to get close some other apps here and see what's going on.
We can sign language.
Okay, everything else is closed except for you guys.
Okay.
Close. Go. Okay. Yeah, you're in the show.
Sign language. Huh.
Let me try and log in with the other link rather than the one I chose in the email, and maybe that will get me into what needs to go on. But everything loaded up like it normally should. Okay, I can't see. Yeah, well, you can hear me. Good, but I can't hear you.
Okay. Well,
So let me try and come into the studio again.
Okay, this is for the Death Tonight show.
okay. If
What?
if we can't, if he can't hear us, why don't you can say the question out loud, but why don't you text him the same question and he can still answer it? But it's
That's a
better,
lot of work.
well, it's better than nobody wants to just hear me and you yakking.
Maybe. Maybe. What's this right here? I can't hear you. Oh, look how smart he is.
Yeah.
He's
Okay,
smart. So we're waiting for him to pop
Yeah.
back in again.
Yeah. So
Because he couldn't hear us.
so anyway, let me talk about the
So it's got to be.
upcoming important
Okay, go ahead.
dates
Okay.
going on.
What's that?
Okay, so August 13th through 15th is the Moonlight Gathering, and guess what?
I'm going to be going there.
You not only you're going to be going there, but you're going to be speaking there.
I was asked to give a talk about gold prospecting. Yes, I will be doing that at the Moonlight Gathering.
Yes, you are. And then in October, all you guys are heading
Going to
out to
We're
Oklahoma
going to Oklahoma for a treasure hunt.
for your
Yes.
treasure hunt.
Yes.
November 6th through 8th is the outing in the Superstitions.
Yes.
And then November 13th through 15th, as you posted on Facebook, is your free outing. So what happens at your upcoming free outing?
At a free outing, we just all get together and we talk about gold prospecting. And
Open to anyone?
it's open to anybody. It's on one of our mining claims, so it's just a chance for everybody to be involved with mining, to come out, to learn maybe different types of equipment, to meet new people, to share, find all, whatever gold they find, it's theirs
Is
to
there
keep.
a place to camp there? I mean, can they bring their RVs and camp
They can bring
there?
their RVs, they can bring their tents, they can bring whatever they want to.
Do they have to bring their own food?
Yeah, they got to bring your own, foods and all that, their own mining equipment and stuff like that. Bring that, and there's plenty of room to camp. It's easy access in where we're going this time, so a car can even make it into where we're
And
going.
so as it gets closer, you'll let everybody know which claim it's on and the directions to
I will
it.
do that. Everybody's just got to make sure they follow on Facebook because that's where I'll be posting all that type of stuff at.
Okay, and
So
then the week after the free outing is the outing for the Patreons and channel supporters.
as a thank you to all those guys, where
Right.
we give away stuff, and
Right, and that
and
you do one meal there for them.
I do cook one meal for them for the Patreons. Yes,
And he's a great cook.
that's right. That's just like I said. That's for thank you for all the support that they do through the years. So it's just a chance to kind of give back, give out some prizes, and that's more hands on. Where I'll be helping people, going around, just helping them prospect, helping them find some gold, locate gold, stuff like that. But it's just more. It's a smaller group. The free outing is just open to anybody. That's pretty well. That was a pretty good turnout last year.
In November, yeah.
That was the
No,
first
that
time.
wasn't November. It was February or March because it was right after the. It was after the when we were in Quartzsite because those
Oh.
people came to it. So it was after that, and then the beginning of March we were in Reno. So
Oh,
it
okay.
might have been after that.
Anyways, it was a pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
So this is the second time of doing it.
Yeah, and the weather
And
would
it should be
perfect
bigger.
then.
Yeah, so it'll be in November. It'll be cooler.
Oh, Mr.
And so-
Warrior is looking forward to the outing.
All right, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Good
'Cause
times, good times, good times.
there's so yeah, if you've got an ATV or a quad, you'll definitely want to bring that if you're planning on coming, because then that just gives you access to some of the upper claims that you can go on, or if you have a Jeep or truck or something like that, you can go like that also. But quads and that can zip around pretty good. But it like I say, it's easy access where we're going to. So motorhomes and everybody else can just bring their trailers. Hopefully, I'll get there to get my spot. I'm going to be there. I'll be in the Superstitions that weekend prior, but then I'll probably leave there Sunday and drive over there. So I'll be over there Sunday or Monday to scope out a spot, because that time we do also get a lot of winter visitors that come out and spend the winter out there. So I wanted to try to, secure a spot.
And so anybody can, I mean, not just for the outing, but so like winter visitors, it's easy for me to say, winter visitors can come and just camp on your mining claim.
Yeah, a mining claim don't mean you own the land. You just have the rights to the minerals. So anybody can still camp on them and stuff like that. They just can't prospect. Let's see. Robert says, "Have you found any good spots out in Meadview? Any color?" I have. I did a long time ago. I haven't
That's
lately.
kind of weird.
Here he is again. Can you hear
Boy,
us?
this is like what I think is it's the browser for my Android phone for some reason. Because the mic is on. Speakerphone. Default speakerphone. What if I do speakerphone? Then I could hear you and you could hear me.
Well, we could try that. How's
Now?
that?
I can't hear you.
I can hear
Okay,
you.
let's try the next one.
I
Headset
hear you.
earpiece don't got that. Default.
Yeah, I still hear you. So what's else? What's
This is
going?
going to be a hard show if I expect to read lips,
How are you doing?
So I know people are laughing. I mean, I'm technologically retarded. I'm sorry, everybody.
You want? I can.
The
send
only
you
thing
a-
I could think of is while I'm got you guys minimized and I can't see you, is to go in.
You can't see us either?
What?
Now he's frozen. Okay, so Warren Kelly says, "Hi guys, do you know about any golden Joshua Tree or 29 Palms, California? That's where I live. I'm trying to find people who know more about it. Seems like everyone's mining in Arizona desert and up in the mother lode." And then she says, "Me and my hubby definitely want to come out to your event." Well, that's good. Love to have you.
I'm texting him a bunch of stuff to
Oh.
talk about.
Okay, but he's frozen now.
Yeah, he is. He's in Iceland or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So, but I guess you're going to be gone a long time. You're going to be gone from the superstitions in the beginning of November. I hope you make it home for Thanksgiving.
I send him a bunch of questions if he comes back in. So did you read that, Lauren Keller?
Yes.
Hi guys. Okay, what did he say about?
She says that she lives near Joshua Tree or 29 Palms and wants to know if there's any gold there. Seems like everybody is mining in Arizona, and then her and her husband want to come to your event.
Cool. They can come to the event. That'll be good. There's gold pretty well everywhere. When you're in California, there's gold mostly in all washes and streams and stuff like that. Your best bet is just to do any Google, get on the internet.
Yeah. Okay.
I heard
Jack asked me how long I've been doing this and what got me into it or whatever, and I'm gonna.
You froze. You froze. I don't know if you hear us, but you froze. You're frozen. You are frozen. Frozen. Oops. You in Iceland? Anyway, just Google local clubs, prospecting clubs, stuff like that in your area. That's your best bet, and then you hook up.
So now there it is. Now I see you.
Oh,
Now we're back.
I hear
Good to
you.
go?
Can you hear me?
Thumbs up. All right. Thumbs up. Okay. Jack was asking me why, how I got started in this, and it was I was engineering for a semiconductor firm doing some R&D. It was doing fluid specialists, which is designing the fluid systems with a team of engineers. And I went prospecting with my uncle, and I think a lot of people have heard this. He had his third bout of cancer, and it was really getting to him, and he couldn't get out. So, and he was watching on a birthday party a season finale of Gold Rush, and he was being grumpy at his birthday party. What do you do? Okay, I see it. And then we make the dream at Prospector's Dream. Yep. So he intro myself, Dave Peterson. Yes, I'm Dave. I'm the owner, co-owner of Dream Hat. Me and my brother run the business together as partners, and we make prospecting equipment and mainly the dream mats for gold recovery. So fine gold recovery, new vortex self-cleaning, like the vacuums. They do the self-cleaning vacuums, don't need a bag no more. So we got basically mats that work on this hydrocyclones and catch gold. And we started doing that because my uncle got me into prospecting. Like I was saying, he was watching that season finale Gold Rush, and he's telling me about prospecting, and I got so excited about it watching the show with him that I took him out and we went prospecting together. And we go out to the streams in our area, and we just got flood gold, which is like, we call them colors. They're not even specks, we call them colors, sparkles. And we were noticing that we seem to always have the same amount of specks no matter how long you ran the sluice. It only catch so many specks, and you could almost beat it panning. And that was the thing people would say, you could get more fine blood gold in this area panning than sluicing, because you pan and you capture them, you suck them up, pan, capture them, suck them up. And in the sluice, we were just pushing material through it, and then you pan out the concentrates of the sluice, and you only got, after all that time, you just got that one pan full of specks. So the pan was beating the sluices because it wasn't holding in the fine gold. And I was convinced I could design a better system because I was a fluid specialist guy, and it took many years for that to happen, almost 4 years total, but about 3.5 years before I actually came out with a working model of DreamMat. And then, let's see what else you're saying here. All right. So, and then I came out with that, and actually, what you would say, the actual sold the first ones in like 2016. And then that opened the gates to people wanting the product and forcing me to be miserable, meaning working during the day, coming home working every night to pack up mats and ship them out. And the more mats I shipped, the more the demand got. It was like a snowball. It was a snowball. And so I ended up quitting engineering, and my brother partnered with me, and we built a manufacturing facility. He built a manufacturing facility, left his job, took 6 months, built a manufacturing facility because he's a super builder. And of course, we use contractors on a bunch of stuff. He did. And then when the manufacturing facility was ready, I started having him make the mats rather than my friends that were doing it in their garage, and then him ship them. And he estimated I could probably quit my job in about 1.5 years or 2 and come work with him, and to see how quick the business grew to be able to afford to pay his wage he now had to replace an investment in mine. And I ended up quitting after the manufacturing facility was done, not even done. I was in there in 3 months, and that's how bad it snowballed, and it just took off. And we've been kind of on this snowball course even now,
That's a good thing.
More questions, so I don't ramble. I don't want to ramble.
Green
What's new for your new equipments? Oh my gosh, I could tell you about stuff not supposed to tell you. I'm really excited about that because I've got some projects I'm getting ready to launch, but I can only tell you about the stuff that I am launching. I have launched. And we got some new high banker hoppers. And the reason we did some high banker hoppers is we saw a need in the market to not just sell a high banker in a complete unit, meaning we have sluices, and we have leg kits, we have power sluice heads. And on our 6-inch series sluices, we made a little high banker hopper for it. And just for backpacking, like really small, super ultralight, just big enough that it's functional, works, and is affordable, and you don't have to pay all this money, and it fits in a backpack. And so we really tried to capture something that somebody else wasn't already doing. And so we put that out, and it's been a smashing success because it allows for a person who has a 6-inch sluice, instead of buying a 6-inch high banker, just buying the hopper, putting it on, boom, he's there. His own legs or whatever he wants to do, or buy our legs. And I just released the the 8, 10, and 12-inch high banker hopper, because once we did the 6-inch, everybody kept pounding us, which I mean, not everybody, but we get a message about once a day from someone saying, when are you going to do a bigger hopper like we did on the 6-inch for 8, 10, and 12? Because all these people have sluices, they have leg kits, or they have power heads. And it's not that they don't want or would appreciate a larger high banker from somebody else, but they're like, why would I buy the whole unit in, yes, my mats fit, of course, in the equipment. Yep. In the high bankers, if we can just get the hopper. So we did that again now with did what we did in the 6-inch, but a little bit bigger for 8, 10, and 12. And we kind of did a twist with it. We have this product called a speed banker, which is like power sluicing. Imagine like, or not power sluicing, like dredging almost, where a dredge brings all your stuff to your hopper and spits it out over your mat in your high banker. And it's not classified. But if you could dredge and catch gold, why can't you dry land dredge and catch gold and run unclassified? And we have this thing called a speed banker you dump all your material into, because the Dream Mat's got such good high recovery, we can do unclassified high banking. And we have that set up, so we made those hoppers fit in our speed bankers and fit in regular unit, and they got some kind of cool things about them. So that's what's new on just the equipment part, as far as just the, like sluices and stuff. That is, we just put out and started selling for our 4th of July sale. What's coming up, which I can talk about, is the dry washer. We patented or submitted the application, the patent pending on our dry washer application for our Dream Mat stuff this last fall. And we purposely put that unit in our 6-inch 6x42 unit, which is really popular, where you can make it a sluice, make it a power sluice, make it a cleanup sluice, make it a high banker. And we're going to basically put that little miniature vacuum dry washer in that unit. And as soon as I'm done releasing a product in front of it that I can't tell you about, we're getting onto the dry washer. And the dry washer's goal for me and for the industry or for my customers, is the Black Friday. I'm hoping that Black Friday we're going to have it for sale. The kit, you hook up your vacuum, hook up your little dust collector, and then you'll be able to sit down and, besides the noise of a vacuum, be able to dry wash it. It's almost dustless. You put it in there. There's been some sneak peeks, some videos. Get you one, Jack. Get you one of those in, so you could test it out and prototype it, for some folks, and tell folks about it, and what you think. It's not a high throughput dry washer like a big unit you're going to throw shovel loads on, but it's going to allow people to bring buckets of classified material to it, sit underneath a canopy, enjoy the shade, and feed material and dry wash in the desert. It's going to be a bomb. Yep, it's going to be fun. Yeah. Dream Mats combo works amazing. Thanks. I could see that little comment in there. All right. Looking forward to your vacuum dry washer kit. Hey, thanks. Yeah, we're looking forward to it too. Yeah. And we would have got it out earlier, but I had to, my brother, thank you. My brother is making me finish some items. My brother is a great team member, and he has strengths. He finishes. I start, he finishes. So he's making me finish things. So he's a good guy to have around. So he told me that you have to do all this by 4th of July. After 4th of July, you have to do all this by Black Friday. So I had to prioritize. So and we got a project we're working on right now that people are going to flip over. And I'm almost too excited. I almost want to leak information about it, but I get in trouble. Tim says I can't. So what else you got for me, Jack? dry wash your mats fit. Yep, you need it. Yes, your dry washing machine. Your how you feel about it, and what you feel how it fits in the dry wash market and stuff. People will appreciate your opinion, and it'll help them decide if they need one or not. Yep, you do a good product eval. Yep, we know that. And now you can almost dry wash. I don't want to make this sound bad, but if you put like the vacuum outside your door and ran the vacuum tube to your dust collector and then to your unit, you could dry wash in your living room now, Jack. You could dry wash eating ice cream. So that's what's going to be cool about it. However much dust you stir up, scooping the dirt out of the bucket and putting it into the dry washer, that's the amount of dust you're going to have. Oh, of course, I got it. I do have a website. If you're asking me that question from somebody else, yes, prospectorsdream.com is our website, is our business. I think we have a great website. So we got lots of products on there. Anything that supports our dream mats and sluices. And now we got high breaker hoppers, which we just talked about in larger sizes besides just a 6-inch. Folding sluices, thermoform, adventure sluices, which is the molded little sluices that are for, like backpacking. The mats, our mats are like our original dream mat and like our dredge mat, our larger dredge mat. We can catch in because a lot of the people are running our bigger dredge mats in industrial applications. We were actually on a meeting with some folks from Africa this morning that are using our mats in some industrial applications and talking to us about some stuff for our customers, some specs. And what they're seeing is the fine gold, is we can plug these holes with fine gold, and we can catch the nuggets too. And we've seen that on other applications here in the United States, also Confederate Gulch and in Gold City. And we're seeing it also with our, tests we did with Juan down there in Nevada, going head to head with this miner's moss suspended metal. So we're the gold nuggets, and we had a customer from Chicken show me some nuggets, and they said that they caught some round large nuggets, which was really exciting because that means stuff that's rolling down the mat, we're still catching it, because we kind of do that game. Remember when you were at the fair and you saw that game where it had the hole in the center and it had all the other rings below it, and you throw the ball and the ball kind of either goes in the hole or it nests in the other rings. When the material is coming through the sluice or the dream mat, it doesn't just have to fall behind a ledge or in front of a riffle like a roadblock or like a speed bump. It can stay moving and spin in the hole and catch itself, and so it doesn't have to slow down and lose that inertia like a bullet until it gets buried into the pocket. And that's the wonderful thing about dream mats that I'll throw out there as a bonus before I answer this next question for Jack, is that a lot of the other systems have to stop the gold to catch it. Our gold can stay moving and spin, and we don't have to stop the gold to catch it. And so we catch gold that doesn't stop, that the other systems that rolls out. So that's kind of neat. Yeah, we have a Facebook also website, or Facebook page called Dream Mat, the World of Dream Mat. We started out with Dream Mat USA, and it got so big and we didn't want to start other different country sites that we call it the World of Dream Mat, or yeah, I think that's what it is. We got that on Facebook. And so it just basically, the mining industry has really been helping us this year validate, our products. And last year was a big year, meaning all the mats that we put out the year before that were in operation last year, 2 years ago, all the mats we sent out, and then in operation last year, those people running those systems. So like, if you had a scorecard and said, okay, I sent some mats to this miner, sent some mats to this miner, sent some mats to this miner, sent some mats to this miner. What was the scorecard? Did they like them? How'd they score? How'd they rate? We hit home runs with every small scale mining application that we sent up north to Alaska, to the Yukon, to Australia, to PNG, to down in Bolivia, Uruguay, Argentina, Africa, the South African countries around there, where they came back and said, we want more, or we're very pleased, and here's the results. So that was very interesting. We only have one set of dream mats that I sent to a small scale miner who is a prospector trying to create a large system of kind of desert flotation, running it really slow. Like, imagine water flowing barely slow enough that you can see it moving over miner's moss, trying to, in really long tom, trying in whiteout spread, trying to catch fine gold. We sent some dredge mats to a guy, and I think it was either in Arizona or Nevada he's at, and the water flow was just not fast enough to keep the cells active, and it didn't work out in that application. But I wouldn't actually consider him to be considered a small scale miner. I would consider him to be a hobbyist who's trying to, and is doing a very good job at it, scale up and become a small scale miner. And so he's in that beginning learning curve. And so that's the only one that I kind of feel, if I was to look at my scorecard for the season, in industrial stuff. But that was exciting. So we're seeing some good results with the mining industry, and we're seeing still great results with our hobbyists and prospectors, which is our core home group in our retail market. It's pretty exciting. Sometimes, look at that. We got the little keychain sluice. You bet. That little thing was a keychain. And I just scaled it and printed it because we had extra resin that, was in the buckets. And when we were hand pouring in the buckets, now we got a machine that does it. But we're advancing, we're moving forward, but we still make them. We purposely pour into them now. And we made this little keychain thing, and it was kind of fun. And people started putting it in little sluices and applications, and it actually catching gold in it. And I'm like, oh, come on. And then we started getting people requesting, saying, hey, make a little high banker unit for this for fun, a novelty toy. And we did. Coulter Young, one of our guy that we partner with that 3D print stuff for us, keep a little high banker thing for it. And that little pattern and that whole thing is it's amazing. Kids love it. Grandparents love it for their kids. We have a lot of testimonies of people saying, my family can hang out with me when I prospect because my granddaughter or my grandsons or my grandkids have the little keychain high bankers, and we give them the concentrates because we know it's in a bowl and we're watching them and it's not going nowhere. We give them the concentrates to play with and catch the gold up and clean up the gold for us in the RV off of the little batteries they plug the USB ports into, and let them do cleanups while we're doing cleanups. And so they involve their kids in it. That's pretty exciting. So how that all turned out, that's just a toy, and how we can do that. Oh, you're doing something else. Your picture's kind of small, but you're doing something else. They love it. Yep. So this is like, it's like we're teaching this is like dancing with wolves. I'm talking to you and you speak a different language and it goes back and forth. We're trying to translate around the fire here with you, us not being able to hear you guys. It's pretty funny. But, yeah. Wow. Yep. It's like the tonka. We're going to show the buffalo scene where the guy gets thrown up. Okay, anyways, I'm just teasing. What else you got for me, Jack? Type something else out there, or have your wife type me a message. Yep, and what shows do I do? Right now, I only going to be doing 3 shows, and that's Quartzite, because I got to get down there because I'm filing a claim down there, and I got to keep in the area. And so I got to keep that interest going. Because I love the desert. I went to school in Phoenix, so I do Quartzite. In the winter, a couple weeks in the desert is enough for me to appreciate Montana, but not want to stay there. Anyways, because I've lived through the summers in Phoenix going to school. And then I do Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, that show I did last year where, all that fun stuff happened. And then I try to do Monroe. Last year, Monroe, we double booked with another Tim was in Africa and I was holding down the fort, and I couldn't go to Monroe, and that was a real bummer. And we didn't see that happen until, of course, it snuck up on us. But we try to do those 3 shows because they're local and there's good foot traffic. It's profitable for us. There's a lot of other great shows, but we're trying to get other people. Yep, I did see you down there, Jack. Yep, you were wearing your gold suit. I loved it. Not you were wearing some either USA. No, maybe you were wearing the USA. Someone else was wearing the gold suit. You were wearing the USA stuff. That's what it was. Where was I? I was talking about the shows. We're trying to get our distributors. Well, my dogs have probably some barking back there. They discovered something to bark at. I got a wiener dog, so that's what you're hearing back there. The guard dog, tear you apart. Anyways, we're trying to get our distributors to do a new show type platform to help us out at these other shows and satellite for us. And what we're going to try and do, and we haven't done it yet, but we're going to send them a video. We talked to them about it in the email, but you know how emails are. What else is it? Oh, I'm in Montana. And so I'm really close to, it's only, a couple hours, 4 hours to drive to Coeur d'Alene or Spokane to do the CDA show, Idaho show. Then, it's like 8 hours to go to Monroe because that's basically Seattle. I'm not going into Reno in March for the Sportsman's Show, but I will think about it. Maybe the Sportsman's Show in Reno would be a fun show to go to. That would be cool, and it'd give me a chance to go see him. Not that he would be there, but maybe I could show up on his doorstep and knock on his door and say hi and bug Juan. Oh, we had a great time in Reno doing that test with him. But we're going to try and get, we want to sell people at a super discount, almost a giveaway, a show model of our top 5 products. And they set those top 5 products on the show bench, and they have cards with QR codes. And everybody will pick the card out of that model, it'll be the card holder. And if they want it, they can scan that. It'll open up to their phone, and it'll allow them to go right to a purchase to buy it. That distributor will get their discount, and plus that customer will get free shipping. And of course, the distributor at the end of the show can sell the items that he has and make money off them. But what it's going to allow us to do, hopefully, is not have to pack a big van full of material to every show, have our products displayed at shows, and have vendors that are willing to say, hey, if someone wants to buy something, I'm going to get the money on the sales. They're going to get free shipping. It gets to them in 3 days. All they got to do is wait. They can get anything they want at the store under that QR code. And we're trying to, not that we don't want to show up for the shows, all the shows that are out there, but we're in Montana and it takes sometimes 8 hours just to get out of the state. So we're a big state. What's this guy saying here? Sounds like a great time. Awesome. It's so, like I was talking to somebody a couple of years ago in Kansas, and one of my friends, and he has a claim in Colorado, and he says, hey, meet me in Colorado. Let's go dredging. And I go, Colorado, it was like a long ways. He goes, I'm in Kansas. Come on, man. I just drive over there. And it was only 2 hours longer for him to drive there than it was for me from the northwest top corner by Glacier Park. And it didn't realize it took 8 hours just to get out of Montana. And so Montana is a big state. So it doesn't look like it because the way they put it on the map, and Texas looks super big, even though it could be, anyways. Texas is still bigger. Yes, Texas is bigger. But anyways, but travel by car to load up stuff is pretty expensive. In fact, for the courtside shows, we ship it down there. We ship it down to a friend that we got down there, and then we pick stuff up, and then we take it to the show. Says we can't afford to drive, so take all the time, lose 4 days driving. So as opposed to just 2 days traveling if we fly. Anyways, I missed that comment. Darn it!
He can't hear me.
We have a booth. We're doing panning demos. Yep, and panning is we're we're doing more and more cleanup buddy demos, and we got a guy in South Carolina. I'm thinking Georgia or South Carolina. I'm gonna just claim the fifth of my bad memory. It's one of those two.
So because
And they got this kitty booth
they're not
or kitty panning thing area that's lower with the panning tubs that are lower for kids, but they got on the boards all the way around. They got cleanup buddies tied to them or screwed to them with them and then plugged in underneath with the extension cord. And what they notice is that it takes an adult to teach a kid how to pan overhand, go through the methods, and they're looking up at stars and grasshoppers and stuff like that. And you're trying to teach these younger kids. And he goes, what they notice is that all the dirt that goes from into the panning tub, the big panning tub, gets pushed into the lower one, and the kids get to take the cleanup buddies and scoop that dirt out, run it through the buddies, and then catch the gold that the adults lose in their panning. And all the kids can scoop. They can all scoop like they're scooping dirt and playing, and they can do that unsupervised and untaught with just the cleanup buddies going. And when he told me about that, I told him, send me some pictures. He did send me some pictures. I got to find that email. I didn't even download the photo. Got to go back to all that. But I want to start doing that at like shows and stuff where we show people how panning's great. Everybody needs to know how to pan. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's our staple, and we love it, or we love our heritage. But the cleanup buddies can really help kids and people that, for whatever reason, can't pan. If you're got weak wrists or hand injuries or steady, or some people shake, what it is, and it allows for you to put, you can run a pan's amount of material and turn it into a quarter cup of material, put that in a pan, and you get your gold really quick, and it cuts your cons. But it's fun. It has its place, but it's not, stacking helps aid in panning. Shacking.
shake. I spell shake.
Whatever shacking is, you'll have to explain that to me. Maybe you misspelled something. Shaking helps aid in panning. I think a lot of people are embarrassed by it. I was at I was at the Blue Bucket, which is a LDMA dig place, one of their camps, and we broke out the cleanup buddy, and I had like 4 older gals, that were just ecstatic because they said they just don't enjoy the panning because it hurts their wrists. Whatever life has dealt them that hand, and they said, now I can go through my cons more efficiently and still pan a little bit at the end, but not as much as I have to for full pan. So that was kind of exciting. And then I met a gal who was at the show in Coeur d'Alene a couple of years ago. This was this is my best cleanup buddy story. So here's my campfire story for the cleanup buddy. Not that I'm promoting it, but we do make it. But whatever. She's walking with her husband. They come up. The husband goes, "What's this?" I go, "It's a cleanup buddy." And I go, "What's it for?" "Well, to help clean up, the pay dirt at the end." And he goes, "Well, I usually do that, and with the pan, but it takes a long time." And he goes, "I'm trying to find something to get my wife into prospecting." And she goes, "Well, let's see how this works." And we show them, and we have her do it. And she goes, "Oh, I could do this." And I go, "Cool." And he goes, "But I usually clean up the gold." And I go, she goes, "No, I clean up the gold now because I'm buying this." And we're watching this conversation unfold in front of us. And the guy goes, "Well, I usually clean up the gold." And she goes, "No, I clean up the gold now. And I might just keep it if you keep going here. But now it looks like I clean up the gold. You do the hard work and I do the cleanups, and I'm going to do this." So here this gal is that has never done any prospecting with her husband, is now committing to doing his cleanups to basically goat him. So that's how wonderful a relationship they had, which was awesome. When you got a couple like that enjoys giving each other a hard time. But I thought that was great, that here's this gal, she's being drug around to the gold show with her husband, and is not really inspired about prospecting, and decides that she wants one and she's going to get into it with her husband and she's going to steal his gold. I thought that was great. Oh, what else you got for me, sir? What is anybody might, because the text is really small on my phone screen, so maybe some people have asked some questions that you've seen. You might want to flip at me, and
questions?
I can maybe answer some of those, or any shout outs you want to give to some people.
Kevin from Australia. Hello.
Australia.
Hello, Zachary James.
Did I miss any comments up here or anything?
No. No, you posted all those.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm checking. I'm looking. I am looking.
What's that now? You trying to talk to me? Come on, keep typing. Oh, as deaf as I am, I should be able to. Yep, you're looking. I should be able to read lips, but I guess you can't teach an old dog new tricks, I know a couple of facial words that I could read lips because the people drive by and tell me I'm number one and they say these things. I know how to read those lips for those expressions. Oh my gosh. Anyways.
Yeah, like vacuum.
How hot is it in your area right now there, Jack? Because we're a little warm here today, so
What does it say?
dredging takes more water flow.
96.
Yes, we have different mats just for dredging. Yes, we do. We actually have one of our most successful patterns called the dredge mat, which we have the original vortex, and it's almost sized the same, except for it's got all these enhancements that took years to develop. And that dredge mat is what we use in the industrial wash plants. And also in dredging, like up to a 4-inch dredge. And we also have them in some of the dredges on the Bering Seas where they got the 10 and 12-inch dredges. So it can run unclassified. So yes, needs more flow. In that 96 there, you guys are about this. Oh my gosh. I'm okay. Let me check. I'm 98. I've beaten you. I'm in Montana and I've beat. That's just terrible. And but I'm in the shade at the moment and it's overcast, but it's actually kind of humid here, which it usually isn't really humid in this area. It's pretty dry. But the dredge mat has proven itself to fine gold collection and large gold correction. I was talking about that earlier. So I love the switchback. Hey, thank you very much. We love that product also. And that was such a hard product to bring out because we had some similar products and we didn't want to compete against itself. But we wanted to have like the cleanup buddy is just one with sluice, little thing, itty bitty thing, and it's just for fun. And it really is almost a novelty, but it's so fun. It actually is practical and fun. And it works so that's why we call it a cleanup buddy. We kind of gave it that fun name. And then we got the boss buddy, which means it can do more, which is the adventure sluice, which is about 16 inches long and about 4 inches wide. So you can do more, but it's all just one width. And we know that a lot of people, they like the fact that a lot of times they can, if they're doing fine gold recovery, will have like a sluice that's a certain width and they'll catch some gold this size and they'll spill it out into a sluice that's a little bit wider, drop the water flow, and because it's spreading out more, and the velocity of the flow slows down. And when the velocity of the flow slows down, the smaller gold has a chance not to be swept away and has its chance to fall out onto the mat. Eagle City, yes, I've been there. Your rig would work at Eagle City? Yes, it would. Yes, it would. And actually, there are people that have my rig at Eagle City, by the way. If you're talking about the one that's in Idaho above Wallace, I believe is what it is. Not quite to Coeur d'Alene. I think that's who he's talking about. And Bob, I was across the booth from Bob, who's the president of that or the owner or whoever operates that in the club. But anyways, but the switchback, so when the flow widens out or deltas or fans out or alluvial out, whatever you want to call it, the water slows down and the gold that's being carried fast that is really small has now a chance to settle out. So that's what the switchback does. So the theory behind the switchback is you're catching gold at a pretty small, fine gold at a kind of a pretty normal finish sluice, and then it goes to a screen because you can run 1/4 inch on it. Screen off the big stuff. Now just let the small stuff slip through, fan out. So now all your fine gold and everything's going below. Fan out, slow down. Now the fine gold has a chance to drop out, and the pattern below it can run at slower speed like that. So what we're doing is we're allowing the 2 different flow rates and to happen on that switchback in those people who have really fine gold, not big gold, but really fine gold, are loving it. One of the things that I find, some questions. We don't custom make any of our mats. Jack is asking about that. You're in Kingsman, where's cooler? Kingsman even sounds cooler than Phoenix because, Phoenix, everybody knows about Phoenix. Hot, asphalt, yuck. As far as if your AC dies in your vehicle in Phoenix, you're screwed. It was a big short or...
He's reading my text.
Okay. So with that, what we're finding is that there's a lot of people out there that are buying our smaller cleanup systems and they're testing their leftover pannings, their tailings from their pannings, the switchback or the cleanup buddy or the boss, and they got this dirt they don't want to throw away because they don't know if their panning's very good. And what people are doing is they're going, okay, if I run this over something that at a slow speed and just move the material through it, about as fast as panning, but just run it through there, let the system do the work. It does the same thing every time. It doesn't have the, well, I wasn't paying attention on that dip, or I messed up here, or my panning technique wasn't right, or I wasn't paying attention, or I was falling asleep, or I'm just not good at panning, or I sloughed too much. You take out the human error and you just scoop in the material. The machine is constant. As long as you're not overloading it, you do a good job, and you know how to run your machine, and it just runs. And what we see is we get pictures all the time and testimonies all the time saying, I'm glad I didn't throw that dirt out. I'm glad I didn't throw that dirt out. Whether it was from panning or cleanups, whatever, he goes, I'm glad I didn't throw that dirt out. I bought your buddy and ran it over, and this is the gold I found. And we have people that say they even find kickers. Because sometimes bigger gold, if it's shaped wrong or right, I say, it rides out with stuff. And we all know when we look at pans and we're panning and we're trying to get the black material and all the heavy material to slough down and keep your ring of gold in the top of the pan, whether you're tapping and doing all this other stuff. You always notice that every once in a while you do a sweep with the water and you're trying to do all that, but you notice a little piece of gold slides right down to you where the other dirt is. And you're thinking to yourself, dang it, I had it all up there. And that one piece slid down there. Now I got to go after it. And I know it's there, but I don't want to mess up what I'm doing up here. And so human error, because we're not machines and perfect, can be a panning issue. And when people have something they could just scoop a spoonful at a time in and it clears up, it's kind of like you're timing it and you're being constant and your feed rate's right. It does a good job of picking that gold out. And what's nice is it catches gold that rolls. So it catches round gold that rolls in your pan, catches what I call the Tootsie Roll or cat turd stuff that's crushed and rolled up with a crusher and rolls up and looks like under a microscope, it looks like a cat turd. And so in wire gold, it does a good job of, because it rolls and it doesn't have to stop moving, like I said before. So what we see is a lot of gold that rolls into the back pan or rolls off in the sloughing and panning. That's hard to catch unless and some people can do it because they're awesome panners. There's people out there, I guarantee you, can pan faster and better than the buddy. Not even going to argue that. We're not trying to say that. But what we're seeing is there's a lot of people in this prospecting industry or our market, our customers, where I would say if I was to guess and just put my thumb on it, I would say 75% of the people either don't enjoy panning or struggle with panning. Struggle with it or don't enjoy it. So I'm putting two groups into one, and the other 25%, they're just addicted to it. They love it and they do a great job. So, and there it is, that's what I would say. But so there's a lot of people that enjoy using those equipments to help them out. All right. This guy says, is there the magnetic add-on for the switchback? Gold Rush. Yeah, okay. Gold Rush Days. That's over in Idaho, Ohio, going on here pretty quick. And I have to get some stuff to Ed Marvin because he asked me for that, but I sent my stuff to Jesse. But that's over there. Is that where it's at in Ohio? Is what you're talking about? Or is it different Gold Rush Days in your area? Okay, all right. So there must probably more of them. That's cool. So, yep. All right. Yeah, there's so many opportunities to go do stuff right now. This year, we got. We might not go to Argentina because we are looking at the profitability that's shown, the fact that we don't speak Spanish, and it's trades missions for the SBA. But we're going to be going over to a show called Electra, I think is what's called, in South Africa. Tim is this year, or next spring in March. But Tim, we're going to be going to Minneapolis to a trade show, and then we're going to go over and visit some suppliers, and then we got. Oh my gosh, Tim's going to kill me because I forgot. We're going to a trade show in. Gosh, the one in the fall. I forget where it's at. And it's more of a sportsman's outdoor show. Tim's doing a good job of, doing some retail stuff with some of our retail partners like Cabela's, Ace Hardware, in our introduction into starting down the road. It's going to happen sometime here with Murdoch's and some other places like that. We're making, some effort to get into some of that, to get our products in areas where there isn't a lot of prospecting stores. It's kind of funny. I grew up prospecting 2 hours away, and you could go to Libby, this town, and they got prospecting stores and equipment and all this stuff. But you go in the Flathead Valley, you look around, and we're in Glacier Park, and you wonder why there's no prospecting stores. And it's because our whole area is wild and scenic, and it's closed to mineral entry, and there's really is nobody prospecting in this area. So you got to be a real gold bug to want to drive 2 hours to go prospecting, or even think about it, because everything's closed up here in northwest Montana, in the Flathead County almost. Because of the wild scenic corridor in the park, and we can't, just the spotted owls got to live, and the snails got to live, and the frogs, and we can't disturb anything because can't make the water dirty, because the tourists need to have pretty clean kayaking water and stuff like that. And fish can't live in dirty water, even though every spring we have a flood. But you know how it is. So the nature nuggets are winning, and right where I live. So, but that's a political kind of agenda, so I'll kind of skip that. It's my opinion. All right. What did it say? Did you know Bob and Linda Goldmiser in Libby? I know of him, but I don't. I've met, I think, Bob through this guy named Robert, but not when he was doing the Goldmiser. I don't know. In that store that was there, I only was in it a couple times before it shut down, and now it's the sporting goods store in Libby has the panning and the gold stuff. But I met him, but I don't know him. So it's like, so I wouldn't say I was an acquaintance at all. Yeah. The Gold Miser. In fact, actually, I think I have a Gold Miser hat somewhere. And then I got the Golden Screw hat, which is the guy that was in, like, towards Helena, that had that one piece of equipment. That's kind of like the reverse helix thing. What do you call it? The one that's up there in Alaska, where they got one up there where it's a recirc unit and it screws out the tailings. I forget what that thing's called, but that thing. Okay, what's this guy saying? I love you, but my switchback is faster than me. Yeah, I love panning, but my panning skills in testing material, I'm slow. People don't have patience to watch me pan. And it's because I'm always testing material, so I'm always trying to get that last little bit, and I'm always looking at everything, and I'm not trying to just cut it and get to it. And I have to admit, if I'm out there panning in the field, I need to take the gold grabber pan, the mini gold grabber that fits inside of a 5-gallon bucket, and I need to set the 5-gallon bucket at a 45-degree angle full of water. And I got to rest the pan on the ledge of the bucket and go just back and forth in and out of it. And I actually got a pan that's got little ribs cut in the bottom of it, because as it goes in and out of, which I've told Alan he needs to do this on the pan, but he doesn't want, but it's his product, so he'll do what he wants. And I'm not trying to tell him what to do either. But I like this feature where I got little ribs cut in the bottom of the pan, like little saw teeth. And as you go in and out of the bucket, it goes da 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 da, and it shakes it. And you sit there and you just zoom 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 zoom, and it helps center that gold and slough it off, and it takes all the weight off my wrist, because I got carpal tunnel from fly fishing in engineering the mouse. So I want to blame it all on fly fishing, because I want to make people think I'm a fly fishing god, but I have burnt out my wrist. So my wrist is mostly for the mouse, because I'm a pasty computer geek guy. But anyways, engineer guy, so it's mostly computer work. But it switch hands. Yeah, that's nice. You're a funny guy. But it is. It's so panning the small pans, like test pans, where there's no weight in them and you don't have a lot of material. Easy teasy. The minute I go out and I take the Garrett Super Sluice, or the Garrett, there's another Garrett pan, I forget what it's called, in the bigger pans out in the field, and put a full load in them and start panning and kneeling down, and my knees are ruined from construction. I mean, if I try to kneel, like if it isn't soft, my knees are ruined. So if I squat and I start panning, I gotta rest like my wrist on the side of my leg, and just to get the weight off it, because I can't make it through a pan. So I got some wrist issues. I should just wear a brace and then somehow let the brace support it. But us men, we never think about these things until you're out there and you ain't got the knee pads and you ain't got the brace and all this stuff, and you kill yourself and you come home all sore and your back sore. I'm a typical dude, Yep. And if I could just stand up in the water and pan, I would do that. Yes. Mm-hmm. You could do that off a bench or something like that. But usually when you're out in the field, you got to kneel down to the creek, get to the water, or I squat next to the bucket with the gold grabber. That's what I do. And I like that. It works fine. I got 3 of them, and that mini gold grabber fits that 5-gallon bucket, and you can process some material.
The gold grabber.
It's a great little pan. Yep. The big one is just too big. Don't fit in the bucket. All right. You used to make the gold grabbers, huh? Wow. So yeah, because he's went back and forth with those. And now he's doing it himself again, and now he's got the big gold grabber, or I wouldn't call it he made a super one at one time. I got one of those old ones. Then he makes the regular size one, and I don't think he makes the mini. So I think he's selling the regular size one. And that's the one he's got that new screen in. I saw him at the show, and that pan's just too big for me. Yep. But it's a great pan. I love I think the gold grabber pan fixes a lot of the panning mistakes that it's like if you get taught how to pan wrong in the beginning, that sucks. Because then you gotta unlearn yourself, and then but there's a lot of videos out there. Slow molds, and we ended up the cell. Okay, yeah. But there's a lot of great videos, especially GPA, and of course a lot of the Massey's old videos and stuff. There's great videos for people who want to learn how to pan, where they can go to. It's a really good source, and you're not going to go wrong. And there's a couple other panning masters out there that have good techniques for the finer gold and stuff like that, that are on YouTube. But I watch a lot of the people at the clubs pan and the guys at the outings, and I'm looking at these dudes, and like every one of them is panning different, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, it's like, and it's not that I'm a great panner, but everybody's kind of got their own thing going on. And I don't have time to evaluate who's the best panner and faster, but the gold grabber, when you put it in the water, and because it's got the straight sides, forces you to you can't do the swirl thing as much. and it forces you to kind of stay in a constant rhythm. And I think whether that's good or bad or which technique is better, but I know one thing for sure: a constant process yields constant results. So we sold the molds to us, so we ended up selling the Blake. Still have the mini with the hand pump. Yep, cool. Yep. There's a one of the things that we like about one of our products, the Adventure Sluice, is that and it was inspired by our pocket sluices. So we wanted to have a kid product, and we wanted to have purposely thought about kids, because we all have kids and grandkids, and my brothers and stuff already do. I'm not a grandparent yet, but my brothers are. Why are your mats better than others? Oh, well, I don't know. Well, let me tell the kid story first before we tell you that one. All right. So we created this pocket sluice, and a lot of it was too, we're trying to do our best as a business and market. We felt it would be great to give these away at the gold shows. And the kids come in, they're not getting bought anything. Their parents are buying big pans and sluices and high bankers, and they got the panning tub for the kids, but that's about it. So we figured, hey, we'll make this pocket sluice and give it to the kids. And we gave them away, and there used to be little pocket sluices. And Dustin from Australia forced me actually to do this, because we were talking about this. He said, we got to do this pocket sluice thing. It'll be great for kids. And we're like, yeah, we're on it. And the guy stood on me, constantly. The squeaky wheel gets the grease until we put this thing out. It was great. So anyways, we got this pocket sluice out there, and the kids are taking it and playing with their parents in the creek. And so this is like just months after the first show with the pocket sluices. This is years ago. We're getting all these calls going, hey, I need to buy one of your mats. And I'm like, cool, yeah, buy a mat. Okay, I'll help you set up on the internet, or you can go here. And he goes, yeah, I was out there sluicing with my daughter. You gave one of those things, pocket sluice for, and I'm out there with my 10-inch so-and-so sluice, and she spanked me with your pocket sluice, and I got to try your mats. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And then we got the major call, which was the big one, which really kind of helped us confirm when we're getting to why our mats are better. I'll lead into it with that. Is I get a call from a guy from Billings, and the Bighorn River is like in the top 3 number 1 trout streams every year in the United States. Bighorn River. Go look it up. 2,000 to 5,000 catchable fish per mile. It's just full of boats and traffic and people. It's a bucket list for all fly fishers in the United States. So they're a big aerospace company, and they have 5 rafts. And they take all the top brass that comes and shows up from all these military places, because every time these colonels and generals, or whatever you want to call them, brass show up to inspect their stuff that's being built that the government pays for that's going to get blown up, they want to go fishing on a bighorn. And they were out there one day, and the fishing wasn't very good. But guess what they had? Because the guy is a prospector in some of the boats, because sometimes they have kids. They have some pocket sluices, and the kids start playing with them. And it turned into a prospecting adventure. And they are having more fun prospecting than they were fishing. So our pocket sluice was competing with fly fishing on one of the nation's top fly streams. And but that's the story. And he bought a whole bunch of equipment and suited up with rafts with prospecting stuff, so that if it ever gets slow, then everybody can prospect and have fun with our equipment. So that really got us realizing, where our mats are falling in the market. And before that, of course, why are your mats better? I had a lot of faithful followers in the beginning where they were in states that were gold poor. Kansas, Ohio. In Ohio, some parts of Ohio, as you go further east, are better than the western or northern parts. And so these places are not known for gold. Iowa. And people are taking our mats down to these creeks where there should be no gold. And they're finding gold where they couldn't find it with the other systems. Is anybody getting rich? No. Nobody's, there's no bonanza. They're not building ranches. They're not digging mines. But we're able to catch sparkle that other systems seem to not catch. And because our systems are different, meaning everybody else has a roadblock or a line that goes across the sluice, perpendicular to the flow. whether it's a riffle, drop riffle, a grate, whether it's kind of goes up and down, still the pattern goes perpendicular to the flow. Expanded metal's a little different, but still it's got across the flow. So it creates that eddy that creates a gear that spins like this. And if you're looking at the direction that's spinning, it's spinning. Thanks. It's going downstream. It's like if you draw an arrow and there's a wheel and you roll that wheel, it's going downstream. So every motion that the vortexes create in a riffle sluice, a drop riffle, expanded metal, every motion that all these create, that motion is in a motion moving and rolling out the box. And our pattern is laid flat or it creates a vertical vortex. Now we're spinning like a top or a tornado, and we bring our material into the vortex finder, hydrocyclone technology. This is kind of geeky stuff, but into the vortex finder, spin it up, accelerate it, and move it into an apex, which is the concentration part of it, or the exit of it, or where we concentrate, and we move it back upstream and we spin it. So we're the only product out there on the market that's patented that we bring the material in and back upstream and spin it and capture it and put it in a sheltered cove. And so it's like that sheltered cove is like taking a jar, a mason jar, filling it about a quarter full of dirt. And that dirt has big rocks, light sand, some dark sand, and some gold. And you take that jar and you sit there and you spin it in your hand in this half full of water. And you sit there and spin it. And what that spinning will do, so anybody could do this with BBs or whatever. Go out there, get some dirt, put some metal in there, take this jar, so do it every day, all day. Put a little scoop of dirt in there, have a lot of water, about a quarter cup of, a little mason jar, spin it. And when you spin it, it'll bring all the heavy stuff to the bottom and all the light stuff on top. And when you stop spinning, you'll sit there and you'll watch the stuff kind of slow down. When you stop spinning, the tornado's still going and all the heavy stuff will be at the bottom. Under the jar, you'll be able to look up and see it, and all the light stuff will be stratified on top. When you got cyclonic action spinning like that, a tornado in the water, the heavy stuff stays on the bottom, and the light stuff goes on the top. And what our cells are doing are like that cup. And imagine heavier gold is keeping falling into that cup, falling in, because it's coming around the corner, spinning, falling in, and the heaviest stuff wins, and even pushes out the heavy black sands, and all the BBs will stack to the bottom. So if you were to take a jar and fill it full of inch of BBs and an inch of black sand, and fill it halfway full of water and spin it, all the BBs would settle to the bottom, the black sand would ride on the top, water's on above. And that cyclonic action is a nature of physics, so that's how it works behind boulders and cricks and to the side of boulders and everything that's going on. That spinning is that same way, because there's not long straight board rocks or riffle rocks or drop riffle rocks. There are some drop riffle cracks and crevices, but there's like a bunch of them. And rocks create more of the eddy, and bends going around the corner create more of that natural spinning eddy in how gold is concentrated in a stream. So we're mimicking nature, and we're mimicking physics, and we're mimicking physics that already exists in nature, tornadoes, whirlpools. So we're not causing any physics in nature to do what it doesn't already do. So we've just chose a vehicle of physics, got in it, and we're letting it do what it does. So we're not forcing anything to happen. And the other thing that's nice about it is it doesn't do what a lot of the other filters do. I'm telling you, until we got those cyclonic filters, for those vacuums, the bags didn't get cleaner in those vacuums. They had to throw them away, and you had to replace them because the filters get clogged. Your oil filters, they don't get newer. You have to exchange them. Your air filter on your freaking lawnmower gets dirtier. You have to clean it. There isn't a filter out there that doesn't get plugged. And so why would anybody sit down and defend miner's moss and say it gets cleaner and it stays active? It gets clogged. And the minute it gets clogged, it works less, and it's less effective. And it's sandbars, and the material runs over the top of it. So, you got riffles that scour, but the riffle scours great until the material gets put in it, and now it has to process that material. And during that time, it has to try and process that material. You got other new material going over it, and it's clogged, and it's working at a lower a version of itself. When it's clean and empty and you dump just enough to barely fill up that riffle and let that riffle process, it can process that riffle, the horses over there making noise, process that material and successfully do it. But as you fill that riffle and now it's full and you got material going over it, that riffle profile is now a shadow in a small fraction of what it was before. And so you're dumping material onto the profile that you are expecting to clean up. And with our profiles being vertical and coming around a corner and using just that as a slide, like a back riffle, our profile stays clean all the time. It stays active, unless of course you super overburden it, which you can. So that's why our technology works better, is that we are using physics that break the norm. We move it upstream, we're circular, we're vertical profile. And so we're catching gold different. And by catching gold different means we catch a gold that the other systems can, and we're catching gold that the other systems can't. So we're doing two things, and then and it's doing a great job. And another thing we did, it's amazing. It's like a piece of toilet paper or a plastic bag in a dirt devil. You see it blow across the desert. And you know that it's hard to get that bag to settle down. With our system spinning, we get the light gold flakes that come in that never want to touch the bottom, and we spin them and we catch them in that dirt devil, and we don't have to stop our gold dunk behind a riffle or behind a miner's moss or jam it into something. We don't have to stop it to catch it. It can sit there and spin in that cell all day. And if you were to measure how a gold rolls through a traditional sluice, like what they call them flow charts or traffic studies or works flows, you get people that it's like you figure out where you walked in your building all day, and they measure where you went and how effective you are. So if you took every step, or your step counter. So if you took every step counter on a piece of gold going through a traditional sluice, you would say, okay, this gold did this, and this is how long it spent in the sluice making steps before it stopped moving, or it got captured. And you would straighten out that string, and you'd have a string that was so long. Our guys could sit there and spin and never stop, and keep spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Maybe he gets bumped out by stuff because chaos happens. Go into the next cell, do it again. We got a whole bunch of them. And you straightened out our string. Our sluices can be, way longer than what it is, because we allow our gold to keep traveling and not have to stop until the water stops, and then it's captured in that cell. And there's an advantage to that. I'm sure there probably is a disadvantage out there for some gold, but there's always the advantage we're seeing is we're catching round gold that usually rolls out of a lot of sluices. We're catching flat gold that blows out of sluices. We're catching a lot of dust. So our flakes, big flat flakes. One of the things I love about our system is it catches those impossible flakes, those big flat potato chips that they're kites in the wind. I am at 18%, so I'm good. Okay. I had a little warning, so I had to. What happened here? I gotta go there. I'm back. Gonna wrap it up here soon. Okay, no worries. I can wrap it up. Let's do a giveaway. Why don't you do a giveaway? We'll give away an adventure sluice, and we'll let you do a raffle off of that either now or later, or just pick everybody that chimed in and run their name later and give away an adventure sluice, and just give me their address, who the winner is, and we'll give away an adventure sluice to say thank you for everybody that's watching. We don't have to do it right away during the wrap up, but just so someone may have a chance of winning something. So let's give away a prize, and people love doing that. Everybody loves free stuff, including me. Okay. Amen. But this is kind of the honest podcast I've been on, where I feel like I'm maybe I need to learn sign language or read lips, and you're really small on my phone, so it's hard to. And I need bifocals now because I'm getting older. My eyes are getting better, so now I'm getting whacked in vision both ways. So now it's like you're watching me trying to peer through and see stuff. So it's kind of funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, I'm sorry the mic didn't work for your guys' end and for our listeners today, and I appreciate anybody that is willing to listen to me ramble. And thanks for having me on, Jack. You know, pick a number for those still here, 1 to 100. Let's pick 38. There it is. I don't know why. Maybe I still want to be 38. I'm really 56. So I should have picked that number, but we'll go 38. All right.
I'm waiting to see 38 come rolling through here.
Awesome. And whoever 38 is, send me their information or flash it on the screen and then send me their shipping information or get it from them and I'll send them an adventure sluice. And some stickers if you like stickers, but we want the sluice. We want to catch the gold. All right. It was awesome that you invited me on. Sorry that I
okay, hold on.
didn't get the mic going. So
Okay, so what we're going to do is do a giveaway on the adventure sluice. So we'll pick a number. Write down a number, Lisa, right there.
Okay.
That from 1 to 100. You guys write it in the chat room. The first correct one that comes up from 1 to 100 will win that adventure sluice. Okay. Okay. So,
Tell him not to say it.
I did. Okay. From 1 to 100. Start.
Would have been better if we'd had a cup and a string.
Not 73, not 33.
Oh my gosh.
7. No. Nope.
Keep guessing. 1 to 100. Kept guessing. First one that guesses the correct one will win it.
77. No. 56. No.
Maybe we should have narrowed it down.
81. No.
Timothy Pinkerton is the closest so far. We'll give him that clue. How's that?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
28. 13. No. 19. No. 21. No. That was last week.
Oh yeah. Higher in the count.
22. No. Mr. Popejoy. No. 29. No.
No.
Wrapping up a show. We're talking to the pretty woman here.
178.
The wifey poo.
218. No. 41.
She's
No.
going out to mess with her horses.
56. No. Herb.
84.
All right.
Correctly, that's pretty good. 84 was good. That was close.
78. 44. No. 47. No. 23. No.
They can hear me, but I can't hear them for some
37,
reason. Something
no.
wrong with my phone or the app.
42. No.
So we did a podcast where they texted me questions and I answered them.
49. No.
It
86.
feels like I said, dancing with
Somebody got
wolves.
it. Mr. Pulp Joy. Mr. Pulp Joy, send us your shipping information.
Buff. We were watching the numbers.
Somebody, yes.
Cool, thanks.
Somebody guessed it. It was
Watching the numbers
86.
to give away. Don't say it's 86. Okay.
86. So Pulp Joy got it.
So
So,
whoever 86 is, Jack doesn't like you. No, is that what it was? No, I'm teasing.
yeah. So PM me your
Oh my goodness. Too
your
fun.
information. Goldfeverradio.com.
Yeah, we're just Yeah, there it is.
For radio 2 hours. Goldfeverradio.yahoo.com. And we'll pass that information on and get it out to you.
Yeah. So everybody stop guessing. We're done.
All right.
Okay.
Jack is getting his texting exercise in. Thanks. I'll send you the winner's information. Awesome. Thank you guys for having me on the show. Sorry it wasn't the perfect environment, and so sorry we're old and technologically ignorant, but I guess that's what you get. Call you afterwards. I'll call you, Jack. I don't know what I'll call you. I'll think of a good name. Appreciate you guys.
All right,
guys. Good show. Appreciate you. Gonna go hang out with the wife and the horses. Peace. Amen.
Call me. Okay. All right. That's it for us. We're going to take off out of here. Okay.
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 All
Should
right.
I end the show? Is this a good ending right here?
Sure it is.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Want to appreciate you guys coming hanging with us. Want to thank our guest. It was kind of as a weird environment, not being able to speak back and forth. But hey, you know what? We got through it.
We did it.
And so, I had a lot of questions kind of going back and forth, but that was hard texting back and forth. We'll have him back on again, though. Anyway, I think I'll do some tests tomorrow on that because he gave me some ideas with some BBs, and I got some dream match. So maybe I'll do some testing. Anyways, you guys all take care. Have a fantastic evening. Till our paths cross again, we appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. Follow on Facebook. Get out to the free outing. That'll be in November. We'll see you guys all. Bye.
Good night, everybody. Y'all be safe out there. Go Fever's here, this wild ride. With dreams in our hearts and gold by our side. From the hills to the coast, let's spread the cheer. Every week we gather, our passion sincere.
Keep those dreams alive. Feel the beat with hope in your pocket. Life's a treat.
Ghost Fever Radio, we're riding high. Thank you for hanging until next goodbye. Like, share, subscribe, keep the flame. May your pants be heavy in fortune's name. Rivers flow deep, the desert does sing. In the air, there's magic, adventure we bring.
Shiny treasures waiting, just take a chance. Join the journey, let's make memories dance.
From Alaska to valleys, let's chase the light. With hearts full of riches, we'll shine so bright. Go Fever Radio, we're riding high. Thank you for hanging until next goodbye. Like, share, and subscribe. Keep the flame. May your pants be heavy in fortune's name. Until next week.
Unfortunately, our guide is way over there now.
Adventures away.